Finally, I am back with another long-awaited live flea market video, and as an added bonus, I'll be including some of my trips to the local Goodwill as well. I feel bad for not making these as much anymore, but hey, that's what happens when you move to another state that has flea markets that are really just antique malls. I brought double the amount of cash I normally bring, so I'm gonna be a little less stingy with my money this time around. If, of course, there's even anything worth buying to begin with.
Yeah.
There's about 24 games in this box, which had some games I really wanted, like NFL Blitz Pro, Scooby-Doo, and Spy Hunter 2. But I wasn't that thrilled with the condition of the discs. They weren't like the worst I've ever seen, but either way, I didn't want to risk spending $3 to $4 on games that were in such poor condition. It's not often that I see sellers trying to get rid of large amounts of Blu-rays. Usually it's VHS tapes or DVDs. I should have asked how much they wanted a piece. There were a couple that I would have bought if the price was good enough. No big loss though.
I like how you bought a wood barrel first fucking thing. God.
No, that wasn't the first thing.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't the first thing.
What?
Look, see that wire basket? Oh, no, over there in the upper box.
Yeah, I see it.
It'd be good in a tool shop to hold like extension cords and shit to throw down there. In there.
You have a
I use
use for every little thing.
One of the usual guys I buy games from is here with a couple crates of PS2, Xbox, and other various games. Nothing really super amazing here, but I did snag a handful of stuff to add to my collection. For example, Fight Night Round 3. I've always loved the Fight Night games as a kid, especially 3 and 4. Fight Night Champions was alright, but I don't know, I never had as much fun with that game compared to the older titles. It's a little dirty, but I ended up grabbing this battery holder tester thing for $1. Considering I use a lot of things with batteries, this might actually come in handy. At first glance, I thought this was a Sega Genesis controller, but no, it's one for the Philips CDI. What in the hell is this doing here? I don't have a CDI, nor do I really want one to be honest, but I'm half tempted to buy this just for the novelty of owning a CDI controller.
I missed it. I forgot it was the wrong guy here. The one where they had the part.
Wow, this person has a lot of PS2 games that I don't own. Not only that, but games that I don't run into all that often. I shouldn't get too excited though, I don't even know how much they want per game.
How much are your games?
$2 a piece.
Okay. Should be able to cut me a little bit of a deal if I bought like 5 or 10?
Buy 8, get 2 free.
Okay. Works for me.
That's not a bad price at all. Part of me wanted to ask how much he wanted for everything and just sell my duplicates and hopefully make my money back. It wouldn't have been a bad idea depending on his price, although something held me back. Dad's looking at that US Navy stunt kite there. I think he said that either his brothers or him had a stunt kite growing up. This one had broken parts though, so that's an instant walk away. For whatever reason, there were a ton of sellers with Hot Wheels cars today. Not really something I've ever been all that interested in, honestly, but he does have some other Diecast cars that my dad has his eyes on.
That's a bang.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But it's gas. It goes with the gas.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because you got a Clark sign and all that.
Yeah.
That one is nice.
Oh, that's nice. Any deal on getting 2?
No, that's as good as you're going to get.
Okay. All right, I'll get these 2 then.
Okay.
We also grabbed a few more smaller cars from this guy for $5 a piece while we were just about to leave.
Okay.
Okay. This one for sure.
Sometimes you cannot see the forest for the trees.
Yeah, you're too busy looking at something else. Actually, pretty damn cool.
Yeah, right.
That one I like.
Yeah. That's different. Brewery. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that one's cool too. Let me get another one down here.
Was it that one?
Yeah, that one right there.
How much on the Atari?
It's the flashback version.
Yeah.
It's like $20.
20? Okay.
Maybe if this had its original box, it might have been an alright deal. I couldn't really tell which model it was since I think there's like, what, 6 or 7 flashback systems out there, and unless I can get one for dirt cheap, I'd rather just buy a real Atari. It's too bad that the people who sell Ataris want huge bucks for them nowadays. Eventually, I'm gonna need to find myself a bread box like this since my fucking cat likes to tear open and eat the bread. A little shit. Same guy also has this Blip game for $2. If it had the battery cover, I would have bought it. I'm nitpicky when it comes to things like this. Hey, I remember this guy. I bought a few brand new guides from him before, and he sold them to me for super cheap. I don't think these are going anywhere anytime soon. Let me look around a bit before I decide to ask for a price. I don't know why I remember having this castle playset as a kid. So this next seller has a small variety of games and stuff, including a very nice, very clean NES for $50. The one that I have at home is very much so yellowed and has a crack or 2 on the casing. The seller and I talked for about 5 minutes, very, very nice guy. I think he said that either him or his son collects games and uses a similar app that I do to track my collection, which was pretty damn cool. So we got to talking and I was able to knock down the price of the NES to $40, and I also snagged a few PSP games to boot. $40 for an NES in general isn't like an amazing deal or anything, but the condition of this one made it worth it to me. So what do I do with my old NES? Eventually, when I set up my eBay stuff again, I'll sell it on there for cheap, but Jesus Christ, do I hate selling things on eBay. Either that, or throw it out there on the family garage sale. I don't know yet.
This one says Jim Beam too.
Yeah. What's your price on them?
10 each.
Okay. All right, great, thanks.
You got the coat that's
I actually like that one, Dan.
The what one?
I like the one on the left, the chalkboard one.
Yeah, I don't need it though.
No?
I got a couple of others.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I was only going $4 on them.
So that about wraps up things for the flea market. Overall, we got a good amount of stuff. Now, let's move over to the thrift store portion of this video. Yeah, you know, as much as I love these media cabinet things, they are both so heavily damaged, I wouldn't even want them if they were free. Hell, you can barely even open and close the fucking things. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I kinda like these. And I think my fiance would too, since she's big into cats. $3 for both? Yeah, okay, I'll bite. Yeah, a shit ton of bread makers here with various prices, and I expect them to still be here months from now. On the shelf nearby is 2 of these little crock pots. I do love me some hot cheese, and the price isn't that bad, so yeah, I think I'm gonna grab this. Blockus is one of my favorite board games of all time, and for $1.50 in really great shape, and it has all the parts, I can't say no. There's one of those Cabela's Xbox gun controllers here. The price is good, but I don't want it for this system, so I'm going to have to pass on it. Ooh, what do we have here? A Cytec, however you pronounce that, X52 flight control system. I have a couple flight sticks already, but this one is really cool. It's only $4, and it's complete in excellent shape. Yeah, why not? Even if I don't use the thing, it'll make a really nice display piece. The Oregon Trail card game, that's pretty awesome, actually. I remember playing the PC game when I was much younger. And it's also $1.50. As far as video games at the Goodwill, well, they didn't really have much of anything. I mean, they had some great titles like Need for Speed Underground, SSX 3, Medal of Honor Frontline, and some others, but I own all of these, so yeah, I don't need to buy them again. I found a garage sale on the way home from work one day, and they had a decent amount of games for $5 per game. I ended up grabbing Super Mario All-Stars for the Wii, Puyo Pop Fever, and Gun for the Xbox 360. I would have grabbed that Spyro as well, but it was way too scratched for me. I picked up a handful of DVDs from them as well for $1 a piece. All in all, a very successful trip to the flea market, and my 4 or 5 trips to the Goodwill turned out not to be that bad either. Before I go, I do want to thank everyone for watching, as well as a special hello to all the new subscribers of late. For whatever reason, I've been gaining a heck of a lot more subs than I normally do, which is a very, very cool thing, as well as a thank you to all the nice comments that people have been leaving recently. It's great to see that there are still some really nice, friendly people on YouTube, which sadly is becoming harder and harder to find. Till next time everyone, thank you again, and take care of yourselves.